When was the last time you wrote an essay? What was the process like? At some point, you may have asked yourself, how do I even start? Or where do I find inspiration? During all that, what did you use to write? Probably not a feather, and probably not a quantum computer. But if you think about it, a writing technology was involved at almost every stage of your writing process. But why is it so? Why does writing seem to have entangled itself with technology? If we define writing as a system of human communication by visual signs, then writing was invented roughly about 20,000 years ago with cave paintings on cave walls. And ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not, the only writing utensils we needed were attached to our bodies, our fingers. But I guess our ancestors were fed up with using their hands and fingers and had a brilliant idea to create styluses and tablets, not the 20th century kind, of course. These were iron, bronze, and bone styluses that were used to engrave pictographs onto clay or wax tablets. Notice how we invented new writing utensils to solve the issues the old ones had. As humans, it is in our nature to desire to improve our lives, and we can see the same improvement trend with the invention of the reed pen, which was the first writing instrument with flowing ink. And then in 1565, England discovered large quantities of graphite and had the brilliant idea to create graphite writing instruments, the pencil. Then came the fountain pen, which looks more like a weapon to me, and the modern pen we know and love, the ballpoint pen. You see, the development of writing tools was taking place simultaneously with the development of technology and computers as a whole, and the two were first merged to create the typewriter. Then came computers with keyboards, word processors like Microsoft Word, which made writing easier than ever. Better writing materials led to the development of language, which gave birth to more writers, and this meant that people increasingly had to become language scholars in order to write without committing language errors, hence the need for grammar and vocabulary checking. It also meant that more written material was made publicly available, and people needed to know who first came up with something. This meant that writers had to physically study other writers' books in order to know and attribute credit to the original authors of some ideas they included in their writings, hence citation. It became increasingly difficult for writers to use the correct languages in their writing and for them to cite the appropriate sources of the ideas they used, until the creation of digital libraries like Google Scholars, citation generators like Scribble, and grammar checkers like Grammarly. Fast forward to 2022, I am in my first year at the university, and I always use Scribble to cite my sources in writing, and I use Grammarly to correct my writing errors. I can't imagine what my essays would have been without these two, and I'm sure all my classmates will say the same. This makes me question whether our writing skills are negatively impacted by technologies such as Grammarly. You see, nowadays, students over-rely on technology and become helpless in its absence. Many have developed trust in digital tools than they trust in themselves. Meanwhile, some of these digital tools have faults which can compromise their work. Here's an example of Grammarly telling me to change some words in my essay that will alter its meaning negatively. Many modern writers are bankrupt of creativity. They easily borrow ideas from others over the internet, paste them on word processors, organize and present them as though they were their own ideas, giving no credit to the actual authors. This is called plagiarism, and it's very rampant among young writers, made possible and easy due to technology. At the same time, technology has significantly improved students' written and communication skills. Plagiarism checkers like Turnitin have been developed and are being used in schools to fight plagiarism. The internet has increased the speed at which writers get relevant information for their writing. For example, I use digital libraries like Google Scholars to access writing databases that I could never have had access to physically. I also use the internet to compare my writing style with other writers in different parts of the world and consequently improve my writing quality. To wrap up, technology has impacted writing both positively and negatively. However, the benefits appear to outweigh the disadvantages, as platforms like grammar checkers, citation generators, urban dictionaries, vocabulary boosters, and many more exist to enhance students' writing skills and propel them towards achieving better grades. From finger engravings to keyboards, writing utensils have changed monumentally over time. Still, all variations are based on the need to communicate better, whether on digital screens or on cave walls. Next time you pick up a pencil, reflect on its development. Styluses and reeds came and went before the wood-covered graphite came to be. I believe that as humans evolve, we will continue to find better, easier, and more convenient ways to write. Such ways will always have adverse side effects, but their net overall effect will always be positive. This, I believe, about writing.